Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And I know it's been a few days. I've been having a couple of hiccups during the week but I'm happy to be here. And I figured if I was going to go live today, might as well be with collecting comic books 101. And today I wanted to give some suggestions on some pretty good comics that some would be basically current, others are going to be a little older, but the whole thing about it is affordability. What can you afford? And I have a few suggestions. And I also have an unboxing of something that I bought like 2 years ago that I've never opened up. So, before I start, I wanted to give a huge shout out to all of you guys. Want to say thank y'all for having my back, supporting me, and trying to look out for me. I definitely appreciate every last one of y'all. And I just, like I said, I just want to give, the love and the thanks back to you guys. So I see that we got Penny in the house. How you doing, Penny? She says she's just cleaning, and she says I don't collect. I understand that. But I appreciate you showing up anyway just to watch. So very thankful for that. And yeah. So what I was going to start with is just a few comic books. Not sure if these are books that anybody's ever heard of or not, but I figured I might as well. Ophacius, hey, how's it going, brother? Man, hopefully you're doing good, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here, man. Well, first I wanted to start off with a comic book that I remember my brother collecting this when I was a little kid. And I thought it was actually pretty interesting book. All right, let me see. I have this in a certain order. Let me see. Okay. All right. So I'll get started with this. All right. So first up, we have a series that not a lot of people, when I was growing up, I knew some folks collected it, but this never really in my opinion, this never really got the love that it deserved. And you can actually still pick it up fairly cheap. But the fact is that since a lot of people didn't pick it up, you won't really find a whole lot of them out there. And I'm going to start off with this. Now, I don't have the complete run of this, which I will eventually get one day. Okay, let me see. What's this? 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. All right. So first off is it came in a 12-part miniseries. And it started off as a limited series and then ended up being an ongoing series. And for the limited series that kicked off this whole title, my collection starts at issue number 4. So of course I got to get issue 1, 2, and 3, and then kind of get everything that's in between these. But this is issue number 4 of the limited series, and it's a comic book called Amethyst, Princess of Gem World. And this is more like, it's kind of like a Game of Thrones kind of deal. And as you can see, this thing came out 60 cents when it first came out. So this was a 60 cents comic. And it started off with a 12 issue limited series. So, okay, that's issue number 4. Then this is issue number 10 right here. So I have these in actual pieces, but it's still a little harder to get it. That's why these are kind of pieced together. And this is actually a very good comic book. I remember reading it when I was a little kid, and my brother had the whole collection. So this is something that recently, within the last, you would say about 2.5 years, I started picking up. But it starts off with the 12 issue limited series. And with me piecing the issues that I do have, they were not expensive. I was paying roughly like $1 or $2 for them. But again, just because this wasn't such a sought out comic book, you're not going to really find a whole lot of this on sale. And if you do, you would barely catch any runs of this comic book. But again, it's very cheap. It's very affordable. If you can find the issues, put them together. And with me, part of putting together a collection is the thrill of the hunt. So it's cool that I could find an issue 1 here, an issue 2 there, hopefully issue 3 or 4 somewhere else, and then try to piece it all together. And this is an actual, you can see like at issue 1, it started off at 60 cents. By the time issue 10 came out, this started to become 75 cents. So over the course of the year that this run started, was released, it started off at 60 cents and it ended up at 75 cents. This is a story about a chick named Amethyst, that she has this amethyst pendant, and what she does is she kind of like goes into the pendant, which is Gem World, and there's like, the good guys, the bad guys, there's dragons, there's all kind of shit, and it's an actual very good comic book. And so again, out of the 4-part limited series, I got 4 of those issues, and I will do better on collecting the rest of those. And all right, here we go. And then from there, they had their ongoing comic book. So it was I guess thought enough of to where after the limited series, they decided to come out with an ongoing series. So, of course, you can see her starting off as, a little girl, at the back. And as she goes into Gem World, she's transformed and she's the princess of Gem World. Now, the thing about this character is that when the Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, she was in the crisis. And she died in the crisis. So that was very unfortunate. She was killed in the crisis. So, her character lived all the way to the Crisis on Infinite Earths. And if I'm not mistaken, it was probably, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking like maybe between issues 4 and issue 7 of Crisis on Infinite Earths, she gets killed. If I'm not mistaken, her and Cole there's a character called Cole from the Teen Titans. They were trying to save some people, so she ended up putting like this gem barrier, and Cole was trying to help her with that, and then all the shadow demons came in and fucking covered it all and fucking destroyed them and killed the people that they were trying to save, along with Amethyst and Cole. So she ended up dying trying to, save the world during Crisis on Infinite Earths. So to let you know, this character, like issue number 1 is January 1985. And if you know, Crisis was between 85 and 86. So that's where she comes in at, and she was actually in the Crisis on Infinite Earths dealing with all of that. So, and I mean, these are, these are very good. Look, this. And again, you can find these for fairly cheap. And it didn't, this comic book didn't run too long because, again, she died at, during the Crisis on Infinite Earths. So, that lets you know that her comic book didn't last for too long. But again, this is a good read. A lot of people don't know about it, never heard of it, but it's out there. And it's it's a good comic book. It's not woke. It's from the 80s. And it'll definitely be worth your while if you try to scoop it up. Now, I would say about 4 years ago, they came out with a new Amethyst number 1. But I do not suggest you buy this. And I love Amethyst, but don't buy this. The reason why I even have it is because when I was buying a lot of comics, and it was a short box full of comics. They came in with 2 issue number 1s, and these are it. And you can see from the price here, it's going for $3.99. So you could tell this is more of a current comic book. And they're both issue number 1. So this is actually the regular issue number 1, and this is the variant cover. Looks nice, but then when you read it, yeah, it's not, and I figured, well, fuck it. This is issue number 1. I won't buy this, but it's definitely worth putting your money to actually getting this series. So the fact that it's a good series from the early mid 80s, and she died in Crisis on Infinite Earth, so she was a part of that, the whole universe trying to save the world and everything. And her character died in the process, but it was a good book nevertheless. So I just wanted to at least show this off to y'all and say, hey, look, this is available. You can scoop up these comics. They're out there. And the hardest thing would be is to actually piece together a full run. But this is actually a very good comic. And, you won't be upset that you purchased it. And if you do, you can, you can talk shit to me in the comment section. So, or the next time I go live, you can let me know what you think of it. But I recommend this as a good comic that is not expensive, and you can actually, you can read it. And the whole thing to it, the limited series is 12 issues, and the ongoing series goes from anywhere from 12 to maybe 16, 17 issues. Because again, she died during the crisis. So after that, her comic book was done. So she lived all the way up to her comic book lasted all the way till she died in the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and it was done. And then she resurrected a few years ago, being written by some woke folks over at Disney. So if it wasn't for me receiving it in the comic book box, because I bought like 100 comics, and that was just 2 that were thrown in there. And if I didn't receive it like that, it definitely wouldn't have been in my collection. But since it was Amethyst, I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let me go ahead and keep it. So that's how that came about. And before I keep going, let me go see what the chat's saying. Facius, what's going on, my brother? He says, thanks for watching and commenting on my Star Wars Yeah, your copy. Yeah, man, that was a damn good video. Hey, if you guys haven't subscribed to Facius, please do. He has great content, and he's a fabulous craftsmanship. You know, he can put together some shit. Uh, this guy's phenomenal. He can basically create all kind of things out of nothing. He's that on point. He's a great guy, and he's very knowledgeable. He does all kind of great things. He can create lightsabers, guns, different things that you see in pop culture. You know, he can definitely create it. So if you give his channel a look over, he's definitely the man. He can definitely do all kind of things that are very fantastic. So, you know, shouts out to you, my brother. And yeah, man, I loved your video, man. It was great. And yo, he has a real fucking R2D2 that popped up in his last video, and that shit, I fucking flipped. Yo, I want an R2 so fucking bad, man. I want a fucking R2, man. I want a real fucking R2D2 that can fucking go around this motherfucker and hang out with me. I definitely want one, man. Holy shit. When I seen the R2 pop up in his video, I fucking lost it, man. Yo, good shit, man. And thank you for the video, man. That shit made my day, man. Very good, man. Psychodwarf 9, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? He says the tubes reclassed you as Oh, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. I see what you mean. You know, you weren't getting your notifications, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for that, man. Boy, good. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you. And Olds Gamer 72 Cutlass. What's going on, brother? How you been, man? He says, I had Batman after Bane broke his back, and the fill-in got into fill-in got into wearing an exo. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, and got him wearing an exosuit. Yeah. Yeah, that was you talking about when he got replaced with when Gar when Azrael, the Sword of Azrael ended up taking over for Batman after Bane broke his back. Yeah, that was actually what, Batman issue 498, if I'm not mistaken, and then Azrael took over, if I'm not mistaken, it was 499, and then issue 500 is when him and Bane go head to head. Actually, I have those issues, and I have some of those autographed by Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan. So very good shit, man. And yeah, man, you got some good comics there, brother. Oh, Jeebus, what's going on, brother? How you been, man? Says I might go by the comic book shop on the way back from checking out a new apartment. Look, right now, let's say DC Comics. Last week, they had just dropped Batman issue number 35, which is also called Legacy issue 900. And that's, if you want to pick up anything, I hear, 900 is very, very good. They just released also about 2 weeks ago Green Arrow issue number 1, which is getting a lot of praise from people that have left DC alone, and they're trying to give some things a chance. And Green Arrow's coming out to be very good right now. Superman, starting from issue number 1051 on up, right now it's like 1054, 1055. These last 4 or 5 issues have been very, very good, which have also been making the top 50 in American comic book sales, which Superman has not hit the top 50 in years. So you have that. Just last week, they had just released Shazam, Captain Marvel, issue number 1. And it's done by Mark Waid. I know, a lot of people don't fuck with Mark Waid. I don't either. Not on social media and politics and bullshit. But he's a very competent writer. And when Mark Waid has his wheels spinning, he's actually pretty damn good. And he's done some of the most, he's done some of the better comics here in the last 20, 30 years. Along with the Flash run, he's done a few other things. If I'm not mistaken, I think he wrote Kingdom Come. And I could be wrong, because I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. I could be wrong, but I think he wrote Kingdom Come, if I'm not mistaken. And he's also writing a few other new comic books that are out now. And they say that Shazam issue #1 is very, very good. I will be actually getting me a copy tomorrow. Last week I didn't have a way to get to the comic book store, but I'll be getting there tomorrow, and I'm gonna go ahead and scoop up a copy, and I'll be reviewing it here on the channel and letting you guys know, if it's actually pretty good. Now, I'm hearing that's good. I'm also picking up the Just Society of America. They just started with a brand new issue #1. That run is actually pretty good, done by Jeff Johns. There's also a limited series called Stargirl and the Lost Children, where Stargirl is finding all the old sidekicks to all these heroes that people haven't seen in comic books in like fucking 60 years, some of them 70 years. And it's a hell of a story where they all got kidnapped, and she's trying to fight to get them back into their reality, from where they were captured somewhere outside of time. So it's a hell of a story written by Jeff Johns. Check out the shit. Sorry about that. That's fucking camera acting up on me. But yeah, you check that out, and hopefully, and even for Marvel, I'm hearing that they have a comic book called The Avengers War. What is that? It's called The War Across Time or something like that. And I heard that's a very good comic book that's running right now. And I don't really fool with Marvel that much unless it's old Marvel, but for the new stuff, I'm hearing that that's good. So if hopefully you'll find something that you like, and whatever you pick up, please let me know. What's up, Jason? He says just got here. Hell, brother, 24/7 Fusion Media. How's it going? What are the topics for today? Well, today I'm just showing off comic books, affordable comic books. My camera's not the best, so I'm trying to figure out all right, here we go. Boom. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm just showing off old comics, uh, and some current. For an example, like I was saying, for the Justice League comics, you can actually start with this one. This is a new one that came out. This one is actually going for $5, $4.99. So if you want a good starting point with a new comic, try to check out this one, The New Golden Age. And this starts off a whole new chapter with the Justice Society of America. So this is a pretty good one, going for $4.99. And then there's this Justice Society of America issue #1. And all this is done by Jeff Johns. Very good. I can't complain. That guy he has a mind on him. Jeff Johns. Oof. He's a beast when it comes to comic books. So yeah, I start off with that. Just one with that. And yeah. This fucking camera, man. Hopefully this thing doesn't do this to me again. All right, cool. So, right. Man, I probably thought it's pronounced Hephaestus. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Jeebus. Everybody saying what's up to each other. How you doing, the lovely Sherry? Hopefully, you're having a good afternoon with everybody else. Says, and I had a 2-hour interview Saturday. Looks like Caballos wants me to work the archery section. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, man. That'll be awesome, man. Hope you get the job, man. So, my second suggestion of comics that I hope you guys can, you guys would be interested in if you decided to pick up some comic books, starts with here. The Freedom Fighters. These comic books are very good. They're not expensive, but these are definitely classic comic books. And you can see by the way it's drawn. Now, the premise of this comic book is on their planet, they went through World War II, but what happened is the Nazis won. So the Nazis won World War II, and on the whole planet, they're the only team on the whole planet that's fighting a world full of Nazis. And of course, they have their leader, Uncle Sam. And this is actually a very, very good comic. So of course, I got 2 issues, one to read and this one to collect. Very minty. Damn camera. But there you go. Yeah, but this thing is very good. So the characters on this team is Black Condor, Uncle Sam, the Ray, Doll Man, the Human Bomb, and Phantom Lady. Let's see something here, man. All right. Yeah, man. My audio went on me and I saw that. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to. All right, cool. So this is actually a very good comic, and you can actually get it for about anywhere from like $5 or $10. You can find a fairly good issue number 1, and the rest of the comics you can find them for about maybe $2.50, $3. Anywhere from $3 to $5. But this is a very good comic book, and you would love to see how they all deal with a whole world of Nazis on their planet. So they have actually have a pretty good run of this. He goes, the art is pretty good. Bullshit, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to. All right. It's doing it to me again. Wow. Wow. Okay. This thing is wow. Okay. Oh, this thing ain't even reading it. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get frustrated right now. So, but yeah, you guys pick up the Freedom Fighters, and they have some very very good comics. I have the complete run, and again, they're very affordable comics. They're very good, and you can't go wrong uh, with Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters. Very good, very good comic book. What's going on, Lord Thoth? How's it going, man? What's up, Jace? Faces says R2 took me 18 months on and off to build, going to add some more gadgets to him soon. Wow. That's fucking awesome, man. Damn. R2 looks amazing, man. What's up, Lord Thoth? How's it going, man? Lord Thoth says, I got my issue of Shazam #1 variant cover, and it has him covered in lightning. Gonna read it tonight. Yeah, man, I keep hearing a lot of great things about that comic book. Shazam issue #1. The variant cover. You got the one where he's like in the air, flying right in the center, like like it's a cool ass pose with him flying in the center of the comic book. If that's the one, then that's the one I wanted to get. But knowing that you go into a comic book store a week later after that shit drops, you're definitely gonna miss out on any cool variant covers. You basically got to get pick up whatever they have left. So. But yeah, man, please, man, let me know, what you think about that comic, man. That Shazam issue #1. Dude, I would love to have you on, man, so we can review that shit, man. I would love that, man. Yo, if you're ever up to it, Lord Thoth, let me know. I'd love to have you on. And he says, been reading the JSA series. It is pretty good. See? Appreciate the backup, man. That JSA series is fucking phenomenal how they're putting that thing together, man. Geoff Johns has a mind on him, and it's cool how he's bringing back the original Huntress, Helena Wayne. So that's wow. Like I haven't seen her called Helena Wayne since Christ on Infinite Earths. So that's fucking awesome. I'm glad to see that you're enjoying that. Yeah, I appreciate that, Psychodorf 9. Yeah, sound quality fell off. I saw that, man. Yeah, hopefully I'm back sounding better. What's up, Nick? My man, 32 Flavors of Nick Wise in the house. How you doing, brother? Man. Yo, love to get with you soon, man. Whenever you got a spot for your boy, man, holla at me, man. Definitely would love to join you, man. Talk some comics, man. Kick it with you, man. Yeah, man. Fucking always have fun when I'm on Nick's channel, man. Nick's fucking awesome, man. I'm trying to catch my cat because I'm moving and she's being a little. Oh, okay. Yeah. I feel you, man. Mark the Infinity Tire, what's going on, man? He says, I'll sell you my copy of Uncanny X-Men Giant Size #1. Oh, for real? Okay, Mark. I'll get with you. Yeah, I'll get with you after the show, man, and see what you want for it, man. Well, if I can get my hands on a fucking X-Men Giant Size issue #1, that'd be awesome. It's funny because I was actually gonna unbox one of those supersized comics here today that I picked up almost 2 years ago, and I never opened it. And I wanted to do it in front of everybody, you know, as far as that way you guys can see how I get comic books online, purchasing them and everything. And this is a comic book that I purchased 2 years ago, never opened it, you know, supposed to be in mint condition, but I never opened it to expect it. So whatever condition that it's in, when I open it, we'll get to see it all together. And hopefully this camera will let me stay on long enough for me to show y'all some things. This fucking camera's fucking, it's getting on my nerves. Psychodorf 9 says it's all good. I appreciate you, brother. I got you, brother. Hey, thank you, Jace. We still here with you. Hey, man, thank you. I appreciate that, Jason. I appreciate you, brother. I look forward to streaming with you again soon, too, man. Man. Yup, in the air. Cool pose. Yeah. That's the one I want, man. That's the one I want. Yeah, man. Hopefully I'll get my hands on that one, man. Yeah, I pre-ordered the #1 with my local shop. It was part of the pull list. Nah, man, there you go. Yeah, old school JSA. Yeah. You know what? I love the way Jeff Johns is. Like, he knows his history of the JSA, and he's pulling from old comic books like Timely Comics and All American Comics, and he's pulling from all these, from the original histories of all these comic book companies, and he's putting them into what we're seeing from the Just Society of America. And to be honest, like, the JSA is the first superhero group ever put together in comic book history. So the Justice Society of America is the #1, the first superhero team in all of comic book history. Before the Avengers, before the Invaders, before the Defenders, before the Justice League, before the Teen Titans, any team you could think of, this team came out first. And shit. And it's crazy how they haven't gotten their proper dues, and they had no business being in that Black Adam movie. That's my opinion, man. It was good to see them finally get on somebody's screen, but they should have had their movie on their own. They should have never been a part of Black Adam's movie. Black Adam's movie should have been him trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing, you know, explaining his connection to Shazam, the Wizard, and, you know, setting things up so that he can face off against Captain Marvel, Billy Batson. That's what his movie should have been about. But it was about a whole bunch of extra shit that had nothing to do, man, whatever. But yeah, and but yeah, the Just Society of America, that's the way to go, y'all. If you want some, you know, some good comics, you know, those comic books are not woke. They're sitting there, and there's no identity politics, no bullshit in there. It's a straight up comic book written in the classic Jeff Johns style. Very good, very engaging. It'll keep you in there. If I'm not mistaken, right now it's at issue 4 or 5 right now. So yeah, it's a hell of a comic book. You guys should look into it. Mark says it's a 7.5 grade for that X-Men. 6K is my asking. Oh, okay. 6K is your asking price. Woo! Wow. Lord Thought says I have a #1, but it's a 4.0. Yeah, sorry, Caps. Yup, man. Yeah, 6 G's. Shit, I can't afford that, man. I can't afford that. James Guy, what's going on, brother? Yeah, man. Thank you for being here, man. Yo, that's awesome, man. Appreciate you being here, man. And yes, man, you guys, please smash the like button. As you all know, it does help the algorithm and all the other good stuff. And yeah, you guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to James Gype Gype. You know, he has a hell of a system that he's working to help folks get up to a, you know, to 1,000 subscribers. So, you know, I'm definitely a subscriber. So he's a great guy. You know, he's shouted me out plenty of times, and he's an all around good brother. So please subscribe to James Gype Gype. He's a hell of a man. And man, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate you, brother. He says Shazam 2 was a travesty. Yeah, it was, man. That shit, it didn't even have no business coming out, man. Not at all, man. Had no business being out, man. Yep, that was the new 52 Black Adam. No history. Yeah, man. He's just fucking dude. The costume was fucking horrendous, man. The Rock's outfit for Black Adam, that thing was terrible, man. Rock should be ashamed of himself, man. You got all that money to fucking make a movie, but you can't even get the look of the costume right. Got Black Adam wearing a hoodie and a cape like Shazam the Wizard and Captain, you know, just I don't know, man. The Wizard had a hoodie. Billy Batson had a hoodie when he turned into Captain Marvel, and then Black Adam had a hoodie. So I guess shit. I don't know, man. Everybody having a hoodie, that to me, that was fucking whack, man. Like nobody was themselves, man. Mark says, I wouldn't part with it. I was messing with you, 24. I have 2 copies, and they aren't going anywhere. Look at you, man. Oh, you just playing with me. All right, I got you. Ain't nothing wrong with playing. Ain't nothing wrong with joking around. All right. That's a pretty good joke, though, man. I guess this thing is still not working. Fuck. Come on, camera. Shit. All right, let me see. Oh, okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see if I can get this camera rolling. Well, I guess not, man. All right, well, let's move on. Hey, Lorthoff. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for putting that in the chat. Thank you for that, man. Yo, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that, man. And Mark says, Uncanny or X-Men at Lorthoff. See, it's cool, man. At least we're having comic book collections and, you know, comic book conversations in the chat. So let me get with this thing one more time. Hopefully. Let me see. All right, let's do this. All right, let's see if we can get it turned on now. Nope, this thing is not even responding. Damn. Well, it looks like I don't know. I'm just trying to all right, well, let's move on. Look, there's also now there's a series here that I have called Starman. And Starman is actually a very good comic. It came out back in the 1990s. And it's actually Like I said, it's a very, very good comic. And the thing about Starman, it came out in November of 1990. What's that? 1996, 1994. So November of 1994. There's they came out with Starman issue number 1, and it's the son of the original Starman from the Just Side of America. The thing about this comic book that kind of brought me in was that Starman has 2 sons, and he gave the mantle of Starman to his son, to one, his firstborn. And on his first night in the first issue of Starman, probably like within the first page or 2 of this comic, on issue number 1, Starman starts his first day of being Starman, the new Starman, the son. He starts off being Starman. It's his first time. He's fucking flying. I think he's he starts off flying in the air, going on his first mission, and someone snipes him out of the air. A sniper fucking shoots him down, hits him with a headshot, and fucking takes him out on his first mission being Starman. And he was only Starman for like maybe 20, 30 minutes. And he fucking took off in the air to start fighting crime on his first day being Starman. And in the first page or 2, he gets murdered. Boom. And that's how this comic book starts. And if I'm not mistaken, this comic book ran for about a good 5, maybe 6 years. It's a very good comic. Wait, I think it was, maybe 6, 7 years that it ran. But it ran for a while. And so after the first son dies from being Starman, then the second son picks up the mantle and becomes Starman. And the book is basically about the second son. And it's a very good comic. You'll definitely see people selling a few runs of this out there, online. And individually, these comic books are they're very cheap. It's probably best that you find someone that can actually have a full run. And these comic books are not very expensive. I received like probably the first 60 issues. I probably spent like maybe $70 on the first 60 issues, which is not bad. You're basically paying about maybe $1, maybe $1.10, $1.20 for each issue at that point. And at the end of the run, Starman gives his he has like his cosmic rod. He turned it into a staff. And at the end of his run, he gives the staff to Courtney Whitmore, which is Stargirl. And when you see Stargirl from the TV show, she has it was originally called the Cosmic Rod. So I guess now it's like a cosmic staff because they added a long piece to it. And that's what you see her, fighting with in the Stargirl TV show. Jack, is his name, Starman. He ends up giving Stargirl the rod because he ended up having a baby and he retired. He was like, look, I'm done with being a superhero. I just want to be a father. So he ends up giving the cosmic staff to Courtney. And then she was already Stargirl. But when she gave her the cosmic staff, then that's how you see her now in the TV show. Like she could jump on it, she can ride it, and this thing can fly around and do all kind of stuff. And that's where she gets the cosmic rod from. She gets it from Starman. So if you look up Starman, DC Comics, 1994, then you'll definitely see the Starman that I'm talking about. And he's the one that owns the cosmic staff before he gives it to Stargirl. And that's how you see her So she basically took up the mantle of Starman. But she was already Stargirl, before, but now, with the weapon being given to her, then that's how, she's able to fly around and do what she does with the cosmic staff. Lord Thaw says, I'm more of a DC guy, but I love the X-Men. Always was a team book guy. Yeah, me too, man. I'm the exact same way, brother. Jeeba says, X-Men went gay with Hellfire Gala. Yeah, the galas now. Oh, my goodness. Lord have mercy. They got Dr. Doom showing up to the galas and fucking Kingpin looking. I don't even want to talk about that. That's just bad. Sup, how do I store a series of comic? The way you would actually store a series of comics, your best bet would get it if, depending on how many comic books you have. Let's say if you have maybe between 50 to 100 comics, you can actually fit that in a short box with backboards, bags, and everything else. And from there, once your comic book grows a little bit bigger, you're better off getting a long box. But to be honest, for the sake of storage and transporting comics, your best bet is to probably stick with the short boxes. There's nothing wrong with long boxes, especially like if you own a comic book store and stuff. But I noticed that when it comes to moving, I say in the last 10 years, I've moved at least 8 times in the last 10 years. So when it comes to moving comic books around, your best bet is to have a short box. That way you can store it better. And it's, long box takes a little bit more space. But if you have the space, then definitely get you a short box. Now, a short box, depending on where you get it from, would cost you anywhere between $8 to $12, depending on the brand. Some short boxes, they have like pictures of like Spider-Man or the Hulk on them. Now, if you want something jazzy, they're gonna make you pay for it. But if you want something simple, just get you a short box and of comics, a short box for your comics, especially if you don't have that many comic books to start off with. But thank you for the question. I appreciate that. And if you don't mind me asking, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Wajid or Wahid? Or I don't want to be disrespectful and mispronounce that. So if you can help me out in the chat, I would like to say it correctly. And I appreciate you for the question. And Mark says 24. I'm going to have to get married to play the deck builder, to play the DC deck builder on the live stream when she gets back from. Oh, okay. Think you'd like it because it takes directly from the com. Oh, you're gonna play Mary on the DC deck builder? Yeah. I would love to check it out. I tell you what, Mark, whenever you decide to play Mary in that, let me know. That way I could be there to watch, and hopefully the crowd, the charities and stuff you guys are getting together. Hopefully that's coming together well, also. But yeah, man, please let me know. But yeah, the short box is you can stack them. You can stack short boxes better, like in the car if you're moving, for transportation wise and shit like that. Short boxes do better, putting them in, tighter places and stuff like that. Spots in your car that doesn't have a lot of room, a short box will fit versus a long box. You have to, figure out a little bit more how to carry that around. So definitely go with the short boxes, man. You definitely go with the short boxes. Lord Thaw says that gala was awful. Man, the galas are always awful. Matter of fact, they just came out with a new gala, if I'm not mistaken. Are they working on one? Something's coming. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's already at the comic book store. Man, none of y'all don't ever buy the X-Men Gala comic books. The same way you see that weird shit on TV with people fucking look. Did y'all see Lil Nas X at the fucking gala last week? Man, shit. Just imagine the X-Men being just as bad or even worse than what you see in real life. Doja Cat, oh my God. She came in with some kind of shit on her face. She looked worse than Taylor Swift and them looked like in the fucking Cats movie. Like, you don't ever want to do that with your yeah, that was horrible. That was terrible. My goodness. Fire safe is how I store my comics that are insured. I feel you. You know, I seen somebody put some very valuable comics in a safe that they had just bought brand new, and the safe totally destroyed their whole comic book collection. They fucked around and sued the safe, the company that made the safe, and they fucking won big. But just the fact that they had lost all their valuable comic books that they put in this brand new safe that they bought, the fucking safe itself just fucking ate away at the comics. It was a damning thing to see, man. That was very bad. Jeeba says, I get an old refrigerator and store them inside. Are you serious? An old refrigerator? Look, whatever you do, don't ever store your comic books in a garage or anywhere that it'll be open to the weather, because that's when the paper in your comic books will start changing colors, especially if it's older comic books. Your paper, like, think about what happens to old newspapers that you find in an attic or in a garage somewhere. They don't stay white the way they were when, you know, you bought it for like 50 cents or whatever. Those fucking the newspaper paper starts browning up, and that's the same thing that happens to old comic books. That's why when you see a lot of people's older comic books, you look at the paper's brown. Why is the paper brown? Because these people probably kept it in the attic or in the garage or in the basement. The only way I would tell you to put it in the basement is if you know the basement, you don't live in a place where it floods, and if the basement is cool. Now, if you store it anywhere that it has any kind of heat or anything like that, you're basically your comic books are gonna get damaged. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that, because especially if you have an old refrigerator, it's probably sitting in your garage. I wouldn't imagine anybody having an old refrigerator that probably doesn't work and it's still in their house. Yeah, Jeebus, just be careful, man. You know, you don't want to have your comic books being destroyed because you left them out in the weather. I've seen that happen too many times, man. And even if you keep it bagged and backboard, your comic books will still get fucking ate up on, man. You just leave it out there long enough. Yeah, that's not that's not a good thing, man. But like I said, if you guys want some cheap, affordable comics, look up 1994 Starman, and you won't go wrong. It's a very, very good comic book. And it went, again, for about maybe 6-7 years until he retired. And when he did, he gave his staff to Courtney Whitmore, which is Stargirl. And now she runs with the staff now. So that's where the staff started off from, was from the pages of Starman. So if you ever get a hold of these Starman comic books, you'll see that he had the staff first, and then he ends up giving it to her at the end. He says short boxes are 9, long boxes 13. Long boxes I have 10, and short boxes, fuck, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 short boxes, but then I have a bunch of comic books that are just in boxes. Like I have them the way they were shipped to me, you know, wrapped with bubble wrap and everything else. And those boxes, I have about maybe 30 of those. So I have more comic books that I haven't put into a short box or anything like that yet. They just came in the boxes that they were packaged in when I did my unboxings. I just left the comic books in the same box that I received them when I got them in the mail. Because a lot of my comic books that came in the mail, they were actually packaged very good. So if I didn't have any more short boxes to put these comic books in, might as well put them back in the package, you know, wrapped up the way they were when you received them, and they should be good. That's what I did with mine. It says, great stuff, Fusion. I was looking to store a dozen comics instead of bunching them up together. Yeah, get you a short box and just, you know, as soon as you walk into the comic book store, you know, me, if you're not really a person that goes into the comic book stores a lot, just go to the person that works there and be like, hey, can you show me where the short boxes are at? And he'll be like, yeah, they're over there, you know, by the wall, and he'll point them out, and you'll go over there and, you know, grab you one. And they're already put together, like, you know, they're already in box form. So you just fucking grab it, and, you know, they're very light, you know, and that's the best way to keep them protected. And GB says, I only like Batman Brave and the Bold now. Oh, with him and Damian, right? Okay. Yeah, I heard Brave and the Bold was pretty good, you know, because Batman always more or less stays in the top 50 comic books sold here in America. So, you know, but even Batman from time to time struggles staying in the top 50. But if there's a comic book that stays consistently for the most part in the top 50, is Batman. And that's the only character that stays in the top 50 out of for the majority of the time out of every DC character out there. And it's good to see that Superman is finally back in the top 50 also. But it's his first time in years. So that tells you something. Now they're trying to come with it with Superman. And, you know, that's good. You know, they should. And Mark says, coming together great. Thanks for donating a prize. That's good, man. Yeah, man. Glad I quit collecting. Come on, man. Trust me, there'll be something new you'll be collecting soon. Oh shit, this thing just jumped. Wait a minute, what did I just miss? I missed all kind of, hold on. And Mark says, for your information, 24 donated a copy. Oh, okay. Yeah, it says, FYI, 24 donated a copy of Batman vs. Predator signed by Andy and Adam Kubert for Mary's Game Room Extra Life charity. Yeah, you know, you guys have done so much for me, man. Just had to find a way to pay it forward, man. And if there's anything else I can do to help, please let me know. And you know, let Ramblin' and Mary know that they need anything else from me, man. Just holler at me. I'm thankful for what they've done for me, and I'm thankful for what all you guys have done for me. So, you know, if you guys have you guys are working with any kind of charities or anything, if there's something that I could donate that can generate some money for whatever the good cause is, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to donate, you know, something out of my collection. You know, I'd rather donate it, you know, for something good than anything. So, you know, I'm just thankful that, you know, you guys have, you know, got my back, and I appreciate y'all. So if there's anything that I can do to help any one of y'all that is doing any kind of fundraising, you know, for anything, please let me know what I can do to help. You know, don't have a lot of money, But I do have some comic books that I can donate that hopefully can garner some interest to, win a prize, do something, man, something that can help out, make something a little bit better, man. So it says, if 24 is cool with it, I'll post a link. Yeah, please do post a link, brother. Dude, look, if you guys have channels, you guys want to post links to, charities and different things. And, of course, I would love to help promote, people's channels and everything else. Yeah, please put it in the chat. And hopefully, I'm not very good at this. Loki's supposed to be teaching me a few things here soon about how I can be better efficient with doing the things that mods do and learning how to work StreamYards and everything else. And if, I'm going to get on that. And I know it's been 3 years and I haven't gotten my shit straight, but I'm working on that. So yeah, if you could please put it in the chat, I would definitely appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. And Facey says, I'm going to win it all. There you go. Hopefully. Oh, man. There you go, brother. Says, I hate short boxes and long boxes because I can't build them. No, well, they come already built. So you don't have to build anything. You just buy it already built. The comic book store builds, they already have them pre-built when you walk in there. They should. If it's not built, then you shouldn't buy it. They every comic book store I've been to since I was a kid always had the boxes already built. So you just come, you buy the box, and then you take it home and just put your comic books in it. But if it's something that you have to build yourself, then you shouldn't buy it. And actually, before you go to the comic book store, you should probably give them a call first and ask them if they already have built short boxes for purchase, and they'll let you know right then and there. And boom, you go over, ask them how much it is, go over there and scoop it up. And they also have dividers too. From the last time I seen, dividers go for about $6-7 for dividers. And that way, if you're collecting Spider-Man and then you're collecting Wolverine and then you're collecting something else, then you can, or Batman or whatever, then you can, get a divider that can divide you. You could know, where your Batman starts, and where it ends, and where your Spider-Man collection starts and where it ends. So yeah, dividers are very good. Me, man, if I bought dividers right now, I would have to buy so many of those fucking things that I don't think one day when I get some money, when I get some real money that I can buy dividers and it won't hurt me, that's probably when I'll do it. But until then, yeah, I won't be, I can't afford that. Shit, the little money I do have, I'm trying to buy Shazam issue #1. So, that's how it is. Psychodorf 9, my brother, what's going on? He says they need to be away from water and heat. Do you think about 2 absorbers in the container? It's funny. I've never put any kind of absorbers anywhere. That and that's the thing, and that's to absorb moisture. And that's the whole point of keeping your comic books away from the weather, because things sweat, ink runs, paper sweat, a bunch of other shit happens, and leaving your comic books. Oh, don't ever leave your comic books by a window either, because when the sun starts fucking going in through your window and your comic books are sitting right there and the sun is fucking baking your comic books, that shit ain't good, man. Don't ever put your comic books by a window. Keep it, and I always advise, don't keep your comic books on the floor. Don't ever, if you can help it, don't ever leave your comic books on the floor. In Texas, it floods here. I live in Houston. It floods here, and it floods I've seen it flood to as high as 6 feet. So if you think about, I'm fucking 6 feet. I'm 6'3". So at least if you have your comic books high and water is rising, you have a way to stack up some shit and make sure that you get your comic books to higher ground if need be, or throw them on top of tables or do something to try to save your comic book collection. But you got to worry about kids, If you have kids, your kids getting a hold of your comics. Pets, if you have a dog or a cat, you know, chewing on your shit or pissing on your comics, that's another thing. And if you have to deal with floods or weather or anything like that, you don't want you to have the comic book collection somewhere where it might flood. And of course, you're trying to save your own ass. It'll be hard for you to, you know, and I've seen that happen. And man, I remember seeing that happen to my good friend I miss so much, Mark C. If you guys remember Mark C, that you know, used to do shows with Clobbering Times before he passed. That's what happened to him. His whole comic, he had, if I'm not mistaken, Mark had almost close to 100 long boxes, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember seeing pictures of him pulling those long boxes out. And every one of his comic books went underwater. And I remember seeing him pulling all these long boxes out and putting them all on the curb so the trash man can just fucking take them away. And he lost all his comic books in the flood. Every last comic book he had. So from that made me, you know, hey, you know, this is, you know, and I think he was living in Louisiana or somewhere like that, if I'm not mistaken. But it floods here in Texas too. So if you're in a place that it floods, make sure that you keep not just your comic books, but your valuables, your pictures, your photos, letters from family members, anything that's valuable. If anything is on the floor, on the ground, or close to the ground, if you have any kind of valuables, you sit your valuables up high. Don't ever put anything that's worth anything to you on ground level. Because what happens if a pipe busts in your house? You're fucked. So before you do that, make sure you get all your valuables off the ground. Don't ever leave anything that you deem valuable. Don't ever leave none of that shit on the floor. Because you never know what'll happen. You go to work one day, come back home, pipe busts or toilet overflows, and that's your comic books. So there's a lot of reasons why anything valuable, keep it up high. Don't ever lay your valuables on the ground. You never know what'll happen. But you know what? Psychodorf 9 absorbers that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I've seen people do that as well. And man, Jeebus, what's going on? He says the only book I want now is the Avengers trade they just released. Huh. Like I say, the Avengers War Across Time is one that's in the stores right now. And from what Clobbering Times told me, is that comic book is done and written by old classic Avengers artists and writers from like the 70s, the 80s, and shit like that. So you're basically getting a new comic book drawn in a classic style, written by classic Avengers writers. So shit, if there's going to be anything Avengers that I buy, it would be that. So matter of fact, when I was at the comic book store about 3 weeks ago, I saw it sitting on the shelf. But since I don't collect Avengers, I didn't reach for it. But look, check it out, man. If you got about $3-4 to spare, or what I think Marvel's $5 now, you should try to give it a chance, or ask Clobbering Times about it. He told me it was very good, and I trust his judgment. Mark says, my books are fine in my safe. Never had an issue. That's good. That's probably you got a safe that wasn't the same safe that guy got that when he got his comic books destroyed. And Lord Thought says, I have my long boxes downstairs near my wine cellar. You got a wine cellar? Holy shit. Okay. Wow. You're the only person I know that has a wine cellar, Lord Thoth. So wow. Shit. That's cool. LOL, Rob. Good luck. Yup. Hephaestus, what's going on? He says, I'm still having nightmares from the last thing I won. Kissy face Mark haunts my dreams. and my dartboard. Oh, kissy face Mark. Yeah, short box with dividers. I feel you. Got to have dividers. Agreed, Mark. Yup. Man. Let me see. And Mark says that's a collector's item, Rob. Only one in existence, thank God. Oh shit. You guys are cracking me up, man. And dude, we help where and when we are needed. Getting you back on your feet was a priority. Thank you for that, brother. Thank you, man. Man, you guys, you guys did something. Man, thank y'all. Y'all did something. Shit. I still don't really got too many. A lot. It's hard to put into words, man. How much you guys have really helped me, man. And I'm just very thankful for that, man. And thank everybody that donated to my GoFundMe. Shit. It's still up. I could always use a little bit more help. So shit. If I knew how to put my own GoFundMe on here, I definitely would, man. But thank you for putting that that up there, Mark. Just hopefully everybody gets a chance to check this out right here. Here we go. Wait a minute, what's going on? There we go. Mary's Game Rooms Extra Life charity. So please, you guys, please check it out. If there's anything you can donate, please do. Everything's going to a great cause. So yeah, and I'm thankful that I was able to help. And again, if you guys need anything else from me, just let me know. Be more than happy to help. You guys, you guys have been a blessing to me. Every last one of y'all. Man, you guys are awesome, man. Thank y'all. Facey says this community is like the A-team, always there to help. Yeah, man. You guys are the greatest, man. There'd be a lot of folks talking shit, but a lot of folks don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to y'all, man. You guys are the best, man. Like I say, this is the hill I'm gonna die on here, man. Being here with y'all to the very end, man. So 5-10 years from now, I'll still be here with y'all, man. Good or bad, I'll still be here, man. Yeah, damn straight, Rob. Yeah, man. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you all, man. Yeah, you guys are a blessing, man. Every last one of y'all are a blessing. And the self-builders are easy to put together. Oh, they're easy to put together, huh? The self-builders. Yeah. I don't know, me, man. I know if I get a short box or a long, if I get a box to play some comic books, I definitely want, I want my shit already built. You know what I'm saying? I know I do. Hey, man, thank you, man. Yeah, man, thank you for asking the questions and being here, man. I appreciate you. Wahid or Wajid? Man, yo, like I said, man, if you can let me know how to say your name correctly, please let me know. The sun kills comics. Oh, yeah. The sun definitely kills comics. Shit, just think about when you used to go to the video store and the fucking videotapes were sitting in front of the glass when you had your mom and pop's video stores and they were trying to show off, that, yeah, we got VHS tapes here and all this other shit. And you look at the ones that were on the glass, those were the ones that were all, the sun was fucking eating up the covers. And, I don't know if you remember seeing that with posters too, when you had like moms and pops video stores putting up posters and the posters would sit in the window for a long time. The posters would actually change colors. So right along with the posters and the cases for for movies and shit like that were posted there on the windows, when the sun starts shining, those are the first things getting ate up, man. So yeah, don't ever sit your shit out there in the weather. Don't ever do that. Yep. And spend money on bags and backboards. Never ever go cheap. Exactly. And when you do, ask to see whenever you do buy bags and backboards, make sure you get the acid free. Make sure you get the acid free bags and boards. Now, before people started realizing what the original bags and boards were doing, because bagging and boarding came out back around the early 80s. So before the early 80s, there was no real proper way to store a comic book. There were no backboards. There were no bags to put the backboards and the comic books in. So that's why, a lot of comic books ended up looking all discolored before people started realizing that, hey, there's some value into collecting comic books. And the value in collecting comic books were making sure that they were as mint as possible. And it was hard to do it when people didn't have any knowledge. People didn't have the knowledge on how to store and keep comic books looking as new as possible. Like, people started figuring that out as they started realizing that, hey, there's some value to these comic books. Well, how the hell do we preserve them? And they started figuring out, hey, we might need to put, they came up with the concept of the bag and backboard. But what happened was, after the bag and backboard started becoming big in comic books and people were like, okay, well, we have to bag and board our comics. Well, it just started to show that over years, sometimes your bags would start going into like a yellow tint. And then that's, and that's part of it, the bag and backboards not being acid free. Plus a lot of stuff was left out in the weather. So of course the bags started changing colors. And I do have some old bags that I threw away because when a lot of people were sending me their comic books that I was buying online, a lot of people would put their comics, that they were sending me into old backboards and bags. Because of course a lot of people were cheap and they didn't want to fucking send me, my comic books in good shit. So I used to get some comic books bag and backboards, that came with it, and they were old. So on an old backboard, when you pull it out, a comic, you would see that whatever was printed on the back of your comic book would be engraved into the backboard, which means that the paint would bleed off of the comic book onto the backboard. And not only that, the acid was eating away at it. So even when people bought brand new bags and backboards back in the 80s, and they kept their comic books in those bag and backboards for like a decade or two, and they go back to look at that comic book, as soon as they pull the comic book out of the backboard, even if the comic book was in mint condition, they would see that the back of the comic book was engraved onto the backboard. So basically some of the paint and everything came off. So people started realizing, well, damn, we need some shit that is acid free, so that even if the comic book is kept in the same bag and backboard for a number of years, the comic book wouldn't deteriorate in the bag and backboard, knowing you're trying to keep it in as perfect condition as possible. So, that's something that, you gotta think about. Make sure you buy acid free. Acid free. Yeah, that son will definitely kill it. And Mark the Infinite Tire said, damn, 100 long boxes. Wow, I have 18 and I thought I was a badass. Remember, man, Mark C, that, they used to run with Clobbering Times, before he passed, a few years ago, I miss that man. He's a good dude, man. Always used to trying to give me advice on different shit. He was damn boy, we miss him, man. He lost that many comics, man. And that's how long he's been collecting. He like every time I would talk about something that I own, he He was like, yeah, I remember. And even if I forgot a little piece of the history, like maybe gotten a certain character wrong or something, he would jump in the chat and correct me right then on the spot. Be like, no, that was so and so. I was like, oh, okay, all right. And so he knew his shit, man. He was a true comic book collector, man, in every sense of the word. And he held onto the knowledge of comic books, man. Oh man, that was a great man. I fucking miss him, man. Damn, great dude, man. The igloo coolers and store them. Get igloo coolers and store them inside. That's interesting, Jeebus. I never stored no comic books in no coolers, man. Not saying it's a bad idea, but I wouldn't know about that one, man. But thank you, man. Thank you for the suggestion, man. Lord Thought says I didn't pick up War Across Time. Yeah, I keep hearing, like I said, Clobbering Times is gave it a thumbs up. He was like, yeah, man, these guys got it together, man, and it's because of the creative team. You know, you got old classic Avengers writers and artists from like the 70s and 80s doing a comic book today. Oh man, this, you know, that's shit. Marvel don't do shit like that no more, but they did it with that comic book. So I keep hearing, hey, it's worth you getting that. And Carbon Times highly recommended it. So yeah, if you're interested, you like the Avengers and you like classic Avengers being told by classic artists, but today that's a very rare thing. That's a very rare thing when you have real classic artists and writers come back together to fucking tell a new story, but in the old classic way. You don't get that anymore, man. People don't give a fuck about that. Man, that's awesome, man. I was like, damn, if I collected Avengers, I would definitely go for that. I definitely would. DJ Ronnie G, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? He said, hey, Fusion. Hey, Ed Mark, infinitely tired. I hope you're less infinitely tired than I am today. Yo, DJ Ronnie G, that's a good one, man. That's what's up. Psychodorf 9, what's going on, my brother? He says, it's what we do to long-term. That's what we do to long-term store firearms to absorbers. They make them run off wall power too. Oh, okay. Right. Huh, that's interesting. That's right, because you do yeah, I heard you're a master at firearms, Psychodorf 9. So, you know, definitely appreciate the advice, man. Thank you for that. Penny says, hey, at DJ Ronnie G. Appreciate that, Penny. I like to drink a lot. Oh, you talking about as far as having the winery? Man, that's awesome as hell, man. Man, I like to drink too, brother. One day, man, me and you, man, gonna have us a fucking drink, man. And I got to catch up with Hephaestus, Psychodorf 9. There's a bunch of y'all, man. Love to see Low Spec. Shit. Jeebus. Man, love to catch up with y'all, man. Well, I know I'll tell you this, and I'll put this out there. Loki, my brother Loki, said, hey, man, next year, we're going to Vegas. And I was like, fuck yeah. So the way, you know, shit that just went down about a week ago in Vegas, you know, with the fandom and everything else, next year, we're going to Vegas, man. I've never even been to the West Coast, man. Shit, I've been, New Jersey, New York, Florida, and Texas. Only 4 states I've been in my whole life. That's it, man. Never been nowhere else. So I would love to go to fucking Las Vegas, see that shit at least once in my life, man. So I'm going to make sure I'm ready to go. So next year, when shit pops off and you see, and everybody goes to the meetup next year around this time, you'll see me in Vegas. I promise y'all that. So if you guys, anybody is heading to Vegas next year, me and Stone Loki will be there. And it'll probably be us with Eris of Chaos, man. And we'll definitely get there, man. You know, so that'll be awesome, man. looking forward to that. Psychodorf 9 says, wait a second, tiny livestock and things. What eat paper or a thing, do long-term karmic storage, need to be airtight with O2 and water observers. No, actually, if the way comics, if you put them in a, you can put them in a comic box, there won't be anything to really eat at comic books or anything else. Not that I know of. I know moths eat clothes, never seen any kind of insects, be around comic books like that. So that was never a worry as far as like insects or anything like that. What's up, Jeff? My man, what's going on, Low Spec? Hopefully everything's good with you, man. Psychodorf 9 says, come to think of it, I wonder if mid-grade gun safe would work for comics. You got to be careful with that, man. Like I said, when I seen that one guy, he bought a brand new safe and fucking put his comic books in that motherfucker, man. And a couple months later, when he went to go get something out of there, he saw his comic books were all tarnished, man. And he was like, yo, what the fuck? You pulled them out. The inside of the safe ate away at his comics. And his comic books were bagged and boarded. And the safe still fucked over his shit. So he sued the company and he won. He sued the safe company because it was false advertising saying that they would keep all the shit protected, airtight, the whole shit. The fucking inside of that safe ate away at his comics. That dude was he was mad as fuck too. Shit. I tell you what, guys, I'm going to go and try to go live. Turn on the camera. Hopefully this should have, see if this camera turn on. And if it does, I'll try to show off something else. I ain't gonna lie, one day, I hope to meet, cats like meeting Thinking Critical. I don't know if you guys ever watched Thinking Critical, but that dude's one hell of a comic book collector, man. Me, I would like to, I like to get a chance to meet all the cool comic collectors out there, man, in the fandom, man. There's a bunch of them, a lot of great guys out there, man, that really collect comic books. They got great YouTube channels, and I would love to, meet some of these guys, man. Fucking camera, dude. All right, let me see. Hopefully this will do something. Nope. Fuck. Come on, man. All right, let me see. Is this going to do anything? Fuck. Nope. All right, sorry about that. I was just trying to check to see if my camera will come back on, and it won't. So, fuck. Okay. DJ Rossi says, "What's up, Penny?" Lord Thoth says, "Long box workout built it." Psychodorf 9 says, "Mark the Infinite tired. Well, I have enough to rate a short box." I feel you on that. Oh, you about to do some board gaming, huh? That's the way to go, brother. DJ Ryan G says, "Oh snap, I gotta move my Star Trek comics away from the sun." Yeah, please do, brother. Please do. That's one thing, man. That's one thing. You got to put it on the complete other side of the room, man, where there's some shade and all that, and keep it in the corner away from the sun. Yeah, that will definitely that will eat up your shit real quick, man. You know, it's funny. I wonder what Star Trek comics you have. I'm still trying to I'm about maybe 20 issues shy of having the complete original series of Star Trek in mint condition. Yeah, I'm about 20, maybe 25. I think about maybe 20. But I have the majority of that collection. And I think some of y'all seen me unbox those about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Aluminum foil lining. Ooh, I'm not sure about aluminum foil. Thing about aluminum is aluminum stores heat, man. So, if if things get hot, let's say if you turn off your AC and your house gets hot during the day while you're away at work and you got your shit wrapped up in aluminum, it's not going to make anything cooler. So, you might want to think about that. Mark says, got to run. Y'all have a great day. Mark, you do the same, man. Thank you, brother. And you be safe, man. You be safe. What's up, Hephaestus? Man, master builder, Hephaestus. I'm telling you, man. Please check out his work. Subscribe to him. Man, shit. He made my day the other day. He was wearing this badass fucking the flight suits that Luke Skywalker was wearing in Star Trek, man. I mean Star Trek and Star Wars. I don't know. I'm thinking about Star Trek and shit. Yeah, that orange suit that he was in the X-Wing fighter. That's yeah. Rob has one of those, man. It's fucking awesome. Lord Thought says that is so true. 24. Yeah, brother. Oh no. It's all good, brother. And Jeeba says, I'm painting my action figures before I put them in storage to move. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Hopefully, they come out the way you want them to. Hopefully nothing runs on them. Hopefully you get it the way you want it. It's leaching ink. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, you might want to pull it then if it's doing that. Yep. He says, that's that funny sound you hear as the boards get peeled off. Oh yeah, that it sounds like Velcro. Like, look, I tell you what, when I've sat there and I pulled a comic book off of an old backboard, and the comic book has been in that plastic for like, look, I remember I got some comic books about 2 years ago. I bought them online. The plastic was already yellow, and the comic book was pressed against the backboard. And when I tried to pull the comic book off of the backboard, it sounded like Velcro. That's how much the comic book was stuck on the backboard. And that's and of course, that backboard was an old backboard. It wasn't the acid-free ones. So yeah, it sounds like fucking Velcro, man. I was like, oh shit. And then I'm looking at the backboard itself, and it has the whole picture of what's on the back of the comic book. And I'm like, look, all the fucking paint's off of this. You can still see the paint, but it's like shit. So it's like the back of your comic book is all faded out. So the front of it looks decent. The back of it is faded out. And, and that's why, like, if you see, like, when Nerdrotic and Az used to do that bagging and boarding comic books, Nerdrotic was basically boarding. He was rebagging comic books that he had bagged and boarded like a decade or two ago, and those weren't the acid-free comics that the acid-free bags and backboards that he had from, you know, a decade or two back. So he had to like rebag all his comics. And, you know, I saw him. I used to watch that. I mean, I miss them doing that, man. I see all kinds of good comics when he did that. They don't really do that anymore, though. They don't really do that anymore. I wonder why. Funny sound. Yep. So, yep. Yes. Yep. That's a hell of a sound too, man. And Jeeves, then that's my plan. Mylar plus acid free for plastic. Yep. There you go, DJ Ronnie G. You got it. You got it, brother. Jeeves says Mylar would even block your cell phone signal. Oh shit. I didn't know Mylar does that. Thank you for letting me know that. I had no idea. Got a step, be right back. There you go, brother. He says, I'm back. That's what's up. Oh, snap. I get rich. I'm getting 24 a plane ticket. You know what, Psychodorf 9? Man, thank you, brother. Well, I'll definitely come kick it with you, man. Thank you, man. Lord Thoth is nice. That Golden Key Star Trek is a grail. You know, Lord Thoth, you were in the chats when I was unboxing a bunch of those. You remember that? Yeah, man. Those were, man. Dude, I was just looking at them yesterday, man. You know, one thing I never did show is I have issue number 2 of that. Boy, that thing is so beat up, but I'm still keeping it in the collection. Just to so I need issue number 1. I need another number. I need number 1. I need another issue number 2 because the one I got is beat up, but I'm gonna keep it until I get it replaced. And I need like the first 10 issues. And I think after the first 10 issues, I have the majority of it. I have the majority of the whole run. And and I don't know if you remember, but when I was showing them off, to show how minty they were. Like I was putting them up to the camera and everything. Like, hey, look, this is how this looks. And yo, I'm telling you, that was and I was also telling you how much I was paying for them too. I was like, yo, I bought this shit for like $4. Lord Thoth was like, no shit. I was like, yep, got this. And even take the receipt and put it up to the camera. Be like, yo, I bought it, and this is how much I paid for it. And you could, you were able to see how much I was paying for all these comics. I miss that. I miss doing that, man. If I ever get some fucking money and I end up buying a bunch of fucking, some more comics, I would love to sit here and fucking unbox shit for y'all, man. Yeah, man. Golden Key, man. Hey, Lord Thoth, do you know Golden Key's coming back? Dude, I seen they're coming back with a Boris Karloff series of comics. Golden Key is back, man. They're trying to sell a Boris Karloff line of comics now, man. So in case you didn't know that, I just found that out maybe a month or 2 ago. So that's some new shit, man. Golden Key's trying to come back. And when I looked at their little line of comics, they have the Golden Key sign on the top left-hand side of it, right at the spine, like how they used to do. Hell yeah. Oh, let me play with this camera one more time. Hopefully it's all right. Let me see. Come on. Nah, damn. This thing is well, damn. Well, at least it lets me save all this shit. So I look, next time I go live or do another collecting comic book collecting 101. Oh man, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what I have, man. I got, I had some shit to unbox. I had a bunch of comics I wanted to show y'all that were very good comics for cheap, and wanted to at least give some recommendations so that you can get some good comics that aren't woke, that are, pretty classic, fucking from the 80s, shit like that. Some from the 70s, like this Uncle Sam and the Freedom Fighters. Very good premise for these comics. Some very cool shit, some very different stuff. And and it's like these comic books, they don't have a big run to them. Like, give you an example, this Freedom Fighters comic book, they only had like 17 issues. So it's not like you have to buy like 50 or 100 issues to have the whole collection. It's a bunch of stuff like that. So and he says, yeah, awful. Yeah, I don't know if the comic books are actually good or not. I just know that they're coming back with Boris Karloff comic books. So I guess, they're trying to go for, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the horror genre kind of thing, making it a classic Boris Karloff. And I don't know if it'll be good or not, but Psychodorf 9 says, okay, gang, gotta step again, channel open, ears off. Well, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And I know I'm definitely going to be getting off here in a minute. I got a video I got to work on. So, but man, I look forward to doing, comic book collecting 101 again. And I look forward to unboxing some stuff, showing some things to y'all. And I'm sorry that this camera thing is going on. I'm going to try to find a way to try to get this thing fixed or something. I got to figure out something, man. I hate how the camera just keeps shutting off on me. And I'm wondering if it's this, I have a Chromebook that I use to do all my live streams, all my stuff. And hopefully it's not like the little connection on the inside, the little port that's supposed to hold the actual cable. It's feeling like it's starting to get loose. And hopefully I can get that fixed. So, but before I go, I wanted to tell everybody, thank you all for being here. You guys have been great. I had a great time. Looks like almost 2 hours passed. It feels like I've only been sitting here for an hour, but I've had a great time talking to y'all. Hopefully, you guys have gotten, somewhat of, of a suggestion of, even though I know I only said, 2 or 3 things. Hopefully it's, something that, that you would consider to buy, that, because it's cheap, it's older comics and it's not filled with a whole lot of nonsense. These comic books are made with, with a labor of love, and you could tell in the craftsmanship of the art and the storytelling. And for a very cheap price, you can definitely own them in mint condition. These are very cheap comics. So, hopefully, you guys look them up, to at least check out what the recommendations were, and and hopefully it will spark some kind of interest with y'all. So I'm gonna try to work on this camera thing, and hopefully the next time I do collecting comics, comic book collecting 101, hopefully it'll be the camera will work and I'll be able to show y'all some stuff. So with that, I want to tell everybody, thank you all for being here. You guys have been great. I had a great time. Thank you, Penny, for being here. You're awesome as always. Lord Thoth, my brother, appreciate you for your input, man, and your knowledge. Thank you. Psychodorf 9, man, my brother. Thank you, man, for being here, man. Appreciate you for everything that you do, man. You're awesome, brother. Thank you. DJ Ronnie G, I appreciate you, man, for being here, man, and just being awesome, man. Appreciate you. My man, Jeebus, man, you take care of yourself, man. And thank you for all the good music recommendations you give, man, on Mead Radio. I listen to that every time it comes on, man. I haven't missed Mead Radio in the last 2 years, man, since Tom started the channel, man. And every time I come on, you know, you're on there giving the great recommendations for music, man. So appreciate you, you know, and it lets me know how smart you are with music. Boy, you got some good taste, brother. Thank you for that, man. That's fucking awesome. Mark the Infinitely Tired, man. Take care. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Low Spec, my man. Thank you, Jeff. Let me see, who else am I missing? Wahid or Wajid. Sorry, brother. You never did give me the, you know, never told me how to pronounce your name. Sorry if I butchered it, man, but you know what I mean? Well, thank you again for the questions you asked. And hopefully, you know, you learned a little something from not just from me, but from all of us. And, you know, thank you, man. I had a great time doing this. And, yeah, my brother Rob, thank you again. Lady Miss. Oh, you were lurking, huh? Thank you for being here. And, you know, hopefully, you know, I gave some good recommendations, and, you know, if you're interested, you could look them up. And again, I'll always say, if you guys need help tracking down some comics or you have any questions, you know, my door is always open. You can always come hit me up. You can DM me, or you can drop me a message in the comment section of the video, and I would definitely respond back to y'all. So with that being said, I love you guys. Thank you, Lady Miss, for being here. You're awesome. Thank you for just hearing me out, man. You guys have a great day. You guys take it easy. And just, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. And thank you, Lady Miss. I appreciate you. And I'm out. Yeah.